This is the craziest transfer window I've ever seen at Chelsea in my lifetime by a mile. It smashes the 03-04 transfer window out of the park. That was the season that Roman Abramovich had recently purchased Chelsea and he went to town. He spent over £120 million, bringing in the likes of Duff, Bridge, Jeremy, Glenn Johnson, Mutu, Cole, Sebastian Veron, Hernan Crespo, Scott Parker, Claude Makelele. He signed so many players. He transformed Chelsea Football Club probably that year into the team, the super team that we've known for the last 20 years. And Todd Boehly has blown it out of the park. Even though on inflation it's comparable, Todd Boehly is going to town. And fair play, we've asked him to back the manager. Poch needs backing. He looks like the manager that might actually take Chelsea to the next level, back to where we belong. The football was so good at the weekend. I've watched the highlights again and again. I loved what I saw at the weekend against Liverpool. And we've started this week off unbelievably. Last week was a mess, but this week, Lavia, Elise and Caicedo are all joining Chelsea. They're here we go. Elise, the release clause has been paid. Lavia's here we go tonight. And we obviously saw Chelsea's official presentation of Moises Caicedo over the last couple of days. It's over £200 million on 3 players. Our midfield is transformed. We've been crying out to unlock Enzo Fernandez, and it's happened. There are now players in Chelsea's squad capable of playing week in, week out at the top level who can allow Enzo to move forward and unleash his creativity and utter class on the Premier League. We only saw a snippet in the first 6 months he was at Chelsea. We saw a little bit better against Liverpool. I mean, he was unbelievable. But just wait. We are in for something special when this boy gets unleashed. Believe me, this is going to be something brilliant. This is an amazing time to be a Chelsea fan. I honestly cannot remember a better window than this in our lifetime. We have signed some phenomenal players this year. Now, what I will say is, and I think this is really, really important to note, I still think we need a striker. I know we've spent a lot of money, but I just want to see a big name on the back of the shirt. But that is no slight to Nicholas Jackson because he's raw at the moment, but boy is he good to watch. I'm really, really liking him, and I don't want to sort of shadow him, but it's so important to have a number of players who are top quality within the squad, and hence the midfield. We sign Caicedo and we don't stop there. We go and sign Lavia. We signed Nkunku. We're going to go and sign Elise. I've heard that Chelsea feel like Elise is more of a number 10 than he is a winger like he played at Palace, but this is amazing. I'm over the moon with our transfer business this summer. I have to be honest, we've got Kepa out the door. I can't believe it. I never thought that day would come as a Chelsea fan. I thought every summer he would just somehow manage to scrape by. He'd be a number 2 or a new manager would like him and try him out. And then when Poch come in, I genuinely thought that Kepa was going to be Chelsea's number 1. Then all of a sudden, our boy, the snake, Tebow, goes and destroys his knee, and Kepa comes to the rescue and goes to Spain. He was almost going to go and do Tuchel dirty in Germany as well. But no, he's gone to Spain, Real Madrid, our rivals in Europe for the last couple of seasons, and he's going to go and relegate them in La Liga. I'm over the moon. This is a fantastic time, like I said, to be a Chelsea fan. We're seeing the clear out of so much baggage. Have you noticed something, by the way? Listen, can you hear that? It's quiet. There's no rumours. There's no absolute garbage coming out of the club. It's because Mason Mount has left Chelsea Football Club. Say what you want. I see Johnny Minerals talking about how Mason Mount's the best thing since sliced bread and Chelsea shouldn't have ever let him go. Look, I didn't want Mount to leave either, but he didn't want to be at Chelsea. And even worse, it's obvious now he was the rat. His family were non-stop leakers. And his brother is already over Twitter going on about leave off Mason, 000 on Twitter. He gets enough of it as it is already. Well, look, to be fair, what goes around comes around, Mount family. So that's all I'm going to say on that one. But I'm buzzing. We got a lot of deadwood out the door. Arsenal can't believe what they got with Kai Havertz. I've got to shout out Carefree Lewis, by the way. Unbelievable business on Twitter, encouraging people to sign him, and it actually happened. Fantastic. I'm over the moon with what I've seen, and this is the season's only just started, and I'm so excited. I honestly think silverware returns to Stamford Bridge this season with the additions that we've made. Elise is such a technically gifted player. There's a goal that he scores. It's unbelievable last year. And he didn't even celebrate because he knows he's capable of it. His younger brother's actually at Chelsea, and he's been with Chelsea in the past as well. So it's like a full circle moment for his family. The Caicedo one as well, the full circle moment of sitting in the boot of the car, and that's how we announce him. And then Lavia linking up with Joe Shields again for the third time in his career. Honestly, they're three really, really smart buys. I'm so excited to watch these players in an already very good-looking, attacking, possession-based Poch team, which pressed unbelievably well against Liverpool at the weekend. This is great. This is a time as a Chelsea fan to sit back and enjoy it, because you don't really get seasons like this as a Chelsea fan. But I almost feel like, look, I know I'm saying silverware's returning, but the pressure's off a bit. We're not in Europe. We've got a clear shot at achieving the best possible finish in the Premier League. And we've got a great chance of being able to field a strong team over and over and over again in the Cup and give young players with top quality potential game time in those competitions. I really think this is going to be one of those seasons that we look back on as a Chelsea fan and think, yeah, that was it. We played some unbelievable football. We've done amazing things, and it shaped the next decade at Chelsea Football Club. So sit back, Chelsea fans, relax, take the pressure off, let Poch cook. I still think we're going to be slightly short in a couple of areas, but let it all cook. And then when we get to the end of this season, we might be able to see if there's any little tinkering needed. But this is a season to enjoy, isn't it? I'm going to try my best to not get carried away, not get too wound up, as long as things are going well. We've got an unbelievable kit, one of the best kits we've had in years. If it comes to the store without sponsors, then it will be the best-selling kit Chelsea have had probably ever, because we now arguably have the biggest fan base we've ever had as well, because of the power of the internet, social media, everything like that. We're obviously the biggest club in London, the most successful club in London as well. So what a time. We had such a bad couple of seasons in terms of everything going against us. What happened last year, the season before, when we lost Roman and all the sanctions, and Tuchel was on about driving a bus and we were running out of money. Who knew what was going to happen? But I'll tell you what, thank you, Todd Bowley. Thank you, Clear Lake Capital, because yeah, there have been times when I've berated you and I felt like you've done things wrong. And look, I think you've made a mess, definitely on the playing side, and in the back room with sacking all the staff and things like that. But what I will say is the recruitment, as messy and as close calls some of them have been, and embarrassing some of the deals have been as well, and the overpaying, when you actually sit there and you look at Chelsea's squad right now, you go, that is probably one of the best squads we have had in a long, long time. And I can't believe it. There are so many players, like I've already said, out the door, which is so refreshing. And this is definitely going to be one of those seasons to sit back, enjoy. The one thing I want to say is, look, obviously the injury situation is a bit of a nightmare at Chelsea at the moment. And it looks like, fingers crossed, Reece is okay. Because I want him to succeed so much. I know I started the last video like straight off the bat talking about Reece can't be Chelsea captain if he's not fit. And I do believe that a bit. I do believe that. But I want him to be Chelsea captain. Hear me out on this. I want him to be Chelsea captain. I believe this boy is the future of Chelsea Football Club. He has everything in his game, every string to his bow. And I believe he can be a top-class leader. We just need him to stay fit. And Reece, I pray that you can stay fit, man. I really, really do, because if you do, mate, you're going to be playing in some of the most mental games in Chelsea's history, and you are going to be lifting some big, big trophies, mate, again and again. You're going to add more and more to what you've already won at such a young age, and Oh, it's looking brighter and brighter. What I think will happen, by the way, and I know a lot of people, I wanted to touch this really, really quick. A lot of people are talking about the FFP and stuff like that. Simon Jordan did a fantastic piece on the Jim White show. He always does. He speaks phenomenally well. And he just summed it up with the money that Chelsea have got, the money we've raised, the amortisation. And he just kind of summed it up all up. And basically, Chelsea are kind of playing with about £65 million profit at the moment. And we're in the clear. Now, what will happen is if we don't improve on the pitch, he then said we're in trouble. But right now, we're all good. All the accusations are coming back. We're tapping up players. This is what happened, for some of you that don't know, in like 2004 to 2006, that sort of period of time, 2007 maybe, I'd push it out to a bit. People were saying like we were meeting with players in hotel rooms and we were tapping up players, which is basically approaching players round the back without going through the club first or the agent. People do this when they can't believe what Chelsea are doing. Liverpool can't believe the pull that Chelsea have got. But the thing is that these guys, Lavia, Caicedo, all that sort of age, Elise, in their lifetime as a kid supporting football, Chelsea and City were the biggest teams in the country. Liverpool weren't. Liverpool had one season to them. That's like, to me, Arsenal as the Invincibles. But it was Chelsea and United the whole way through for me as a kid. So these guys who are signing now, who are 10 years younger than me, 8 years younger than me, because I'm not that old, they are fully aware of Chelsea and Man City being the biggest clubs. And Liverpool couldn't believe it. Because what all of a sudden, Chelsea have history. That's right, we've got history. To these guys, Chelsea have been successful for 20 years. Liverpool have been unsuccessful for nearly that long in terms of their eyes. Now, don't get me wrong, the last 3 or 4 seasons, in terms of Liverpool, they've been better. And they've obviously won the Champions League not too long ago and things like that. So the kids that are coming through in a few years will probably say Liverpool are a big team and they'll go to Liverpool. But right now, these guys, it's Chelsea and City. So look, fantastic time to be a Chelsea fan. The future is so bright. The deals are done. Chelsea's squad is looking unreal. I think we're 1 or 2 players away from, dare I say it, the best squad in the league for the next decade. And I think the spending will stop once that happens. I really do. I think a goalkeeper will join, and I do think a world-class striker will eventually turn up at the bridge. But for now, Chelsea Football Club are in a very, very fruitful position, and it's a great position to be in again as a Chelsea fan. So look, thank you so much for watching. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. We're still trying to hit that 1,000 mark, so do what you can. Show your mates, share the video. Just like the video, though, for the fact that it's like 3 Here We Goes in a week. That just doesn't happen. So show your support. If we could get a few likes in this video, it'd be amazing. I'll catch you in the next one. Check out all the content on the channel. There's some interesting videos, some real life stuff, some Saudi content as well. And keep the blue flag flying high. See you in a bit.